So what are we seeing today? The fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Well, this is a quote that I love from Mark Twain. Mark Twain was an American writer. He was also an entrepreneur and publisher and humorist also. He has been writing very famous book, and he was called by William Faulkner instead as the father of the American literature. So very well known and respected. At the time we wrote that, we didn't know anything about science of the brain and so on. Little bit only, and people were mainly in a fixed mindset. But the concept here is that to enjoy life, we need to jump in out of comfort zone, continuously learn, growing with learning and enjoying learning, explore new domains. And if you are there, and for instance, if you are beginners in meditation, you are already doing that, exploring a new domain, to grow, to invest in yourself, and to learn how to change. That's what makes life interesting. And it's applying to, again, students, entrepreneur, innovator, or anybody who wants to learn something new. So the key, as we enter into the domain of growth mindset, is that we now know, from psychology as well as from science, neuroscience, that the way we think, the way we have emotion and feeling has a great impact on the way we see ourselves. Is really key in defining how we're going to behave in life, how we will become the person we want to be or do the things we want to achieve. So it's the science of, from wanting to becoming. And our attitude toward ourselves, our attitude toward learning, but especially how we see ourselves, will have a great impact on the way we can learn, we can develop our skills, also on the way we are interacting in relationship, how we can develop our self-esteem, our confidence, of course, how we build professional success, how we are feeling ourselves as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as an influencer, as an innovator. And we have all of this inside ourselves to trust that we are limitless, that we can try anything new that we want. And usually that's our limiting belief that is stopping us, doing this. So the idea is to find a road to continuously dream, create, and change. And that's how we can enjoy life. So the concept of fixed mindset and growth mindset was actually framed by Carol Dweck, that you see her quote here. She is a psychologist, a PhD, and she has worked in Harvard, and she has worked in Stanford University. She's still working in Stanford University. And she was able to frame, the concept of fixed mindset and growth mindset after teaching to kids and observing students and defining, how we can help create this understanding of driving ourselves to a growth mindset. So what is interesting here is, to smile a little bit, but it's true stories. One thing that is limiting us is that as human beings, we don't like to fail. We don't like mistakes. We create guilt about ourselves, and then we reinforce more and more, and sometimes from childhood, our own limitation. And all these people that you see here are famous people. Albert Einstein was unable to speak until 4 years old, and he was told that he would never learn anything much. Walt Disney, he was fired from a newspaper. You can see, because he had not enough imagination. He was not seen as having ideas, and this guy created a ton of wonderful movies and innovated in the domain of the movies, but also on the entertainment, the Disneyland and all of these things, how people enjoy themselves. The Beatles, they were told initially by the first studios that they would never succeed in the domain of music. And they have been worldwide references, extremely successful music group. By the way, all of these people have been promoting meditation, all of them. So it's not by chance, it's not a hazard. They were all meditators. Steve Jobs lost his job as a CEO of the first company, but then he was able to come back after a very difficult time and innovate in the most powerful devices that have changed the world and the way we live. And Michael Jordan, one of the most successful basketball players in the US, very, very famous, a role model for so many kids, was fired out of his basketball school team. So one of the aspects of growth mindset is that, mistakes are opportunity to learn. And you can learn about this. You can understand what is going on in our mind and in our body when we have a mistake, when we have a failure, when we feel we are the worst of the world and we will never be able to stand up again. We have done so much mistakes that we have created, dramatic impact around us. And we build stories in our mind about this and about us. So what is a growth mindset? The framework is about fixed mindset and growth mindset. It's the belief system that we create toward learning and intelligence. Our capacity to learn, our intelligence, but also our talent. The fixed mindset, when we have a fixed mindset, we believe that intelligence and talents are static, that they are inherent, immutable. They come from birth. We can do pretty much nothing about it. From birth and from the time we grew up, we have been told things that, in this family, nobody can play music. We are not musicians. We are not artistic. We are not good at communication, all of this. But in this family, we are great, at cooking, at running, at playing guitar, at mathematics. So we believe all of this comes from birth. In a growth mindset, we always think and believe that we can develop our intelligence on an ongoing basis, that we can develop our capacity, our personality can change. We need practice and effort, but we can get there. So all of us, each of us, we are a mix of growth mindset and fixed mindset. We move from one way to the other, depending on the topic. And the goal of each of us to enjoy more life is to develop a more persistent growth mindset, to continuously, no matter what age we have, continue to learn. So typically, if you had talked to me, 10 years ago about meditation, I would have said, it's not for me. I mean, I'm an active person. I cannot learn. I don't even think the value of it. I would not even spend a minute to try to understand the value of it. So growth mindset is also about being an open-minded person. So let's go a little deeper into the growth mindset. So when we look at this, you can see on the right some of the different attributes of growth mindset versus fixed mindset. So when we talk challenges, a growth mindset will embrace the challenge. A fixed mindset will have a trend to avoid the challenges. And we go a little deeper into this. When we talk about obstacles, difficulties, bump on the road, fixed mindset has a trend to give up easily. I want to learn guitar. I am, playing in 5 minutes. I cannot get to this, new things, that the teacher told me to rehearse. I give up. I'm going to go and play with my friends. In a growth mindset, we persist even in the face of the setbacks. When we talk about effort, fixed mindset, we see more or less the effort as fruitless or worse than that. And the growth mindset will really believe deeply that the effort is part of mastering something, mastering a new skill, mastering a new talent, developing a new talent. When we have fixed mindset, we have a trend to take the feedback pretty negatively. Okay, so we ignore the negative feedback because we don't want to hear about it. We believe we have this talent, these skills. We don't really want to listen. And when I say we, it can be, very, very evident, obvious when we are with kids or in a classroom. But it's the same in a workplace. Some people accept the criticism very positively. Of course, it depends on how it's provided by the person who is giving feedback, who should be very mindful and compassionate and open and careful. But, we progress more when we can get feedbacks about the work, not take this personally, but about the work. But some people take everything personally and they ignore the feedback. And finally, when we look at the others who are successful, in a fixed mindset, we trend to see the success of others are, a challenge for us. It can be jealousy, or it can be, hey, if this person is so successful sitting near me, it's going to put pressure on me. It's forcing me to, revisit myself, or I'm going to look, bad, so I feel threatened. When we are in a growth mindset approach, the success of others is inspiring to us, and we learn from these people. They can, by the way, become mentors, for instance. So important thing is that, we recognize now through many studies and survey and analysis and of course it is like this concept is there for many years. We have both mindset, but some people are more in a fixed mindset as the main way of looking at life and the learning process, and some people are more in a growth mindset, and you saw some of them in the previous slide about people who had difficult setback and how we're able to be very successful and enjoy their life. So the idea is, how can I develop this? And the first step is to be aware, to understand ourselves, the mindset we are in, the emotion we have, the feeling that we have, and how we react from our subconscious mind instead of responding to events. So if we summarize on a fixed mindset, people believe that pretty much everything is inherent to them in their DNA. This is an expression that you can hear a lot. It's in my genes, it's my DNA. And they have a trend to cultivate, document, what they have achieved already, instead of, what they could achieve more or differently or in another domain. So when you are in a fixed mindset, you kind of plateau early, because you might think at some point, you are 25 years old and you believe that you have done everything you could, and now you are going to go in a kind of routine, maybe improve a little bit or learn things and so on, but not deeply, continuously invest in new learning. When we are in a growth mindset, we are deeply convinced that the brains, the talents, the capacities that we have are just the starting point, and that we can continuously develop. So we reach for higher levels of achievement. And of course, when we learn new things, you all know this, when we are able to learn new things, we feel much better. We feel a sense of freedom. We can celebrate. This is a very deep joy for each of us. So that's a different way of looking at ourselves and convincing ourselves, and meditation is helping that, understanding that we have limitless capacity and it's only our mind who is stopping us to learn. And that's very key for kids, very, very key for kids. We underestimate a lot of time the impact of what we tell the kids about what they can do or cannot do. We never underestimate that. We underestimate that always, actually, because it has a great impact. We also know when we have understood the growth mindset, we start to learn how we can help ourselves and our kids, our students, to build this confidence, to build this capacity, this excitement of learning more, learning differently. I have seen in my case, my older son, started studies about a topic. So it was after high school. He was in a university. He had selected a domain. He was excited about this domain from his childhood. So he wanted to join the force, the police, the CIA. I was living in New York at that time. So it was his dream. But at some point, as he was starting this domain, he understood that even if he felt he had all the talents for it, he was ready for it, he was not interested anymore. He realized that the life has changed and so on. But for a while, he thought that he was not able to do anything else. So he was, my talent was there. I knew I can do this, but I am not interested. I know I can do it intellectually, but I am not interested. I want to have another life. I want to experience other things, but I don't know how to develop something else. And so we had to help him and coach him to say, hey, no disappointment. This is not the end of the world. You can absolutely develop other talents. And we pushed him to explore, to do new things. And now, actually, he's absolutely not in the police or in the force or nothing. He's a very happy VP of digital marketing. Nothing to do. But I remember when, he started to interview for a new job and buying new books and so on. And we are trying to help him to say, yes, you can do it. You can absolutely do it and change. You have the capacity to do it. So to help us, grow, I have a small video that I'm going to share, about growth mindset. And it's, of course, talking more about, the kids, but I think it's useful to understand and go deeper in the concept.
There are two types of mindset we can cultivate. One that embraces problems as opportunities to learn, and one that avoids them, often out of fear to fail. People that avoid conflicts can be described as having a fixed mindset. Those who see problems as interesting challenges have a growth mindset. Sometimes we like to switch from one to the other. People have a fixed mindset because they believe that basic qualities like intelligence or talents are fixed traits, and that these traits are responsible for success. They often like to document past achievements.
Sorry.
There are two types of mindset we can past achievements. With a growth mindset, people believe that new abilities can be developed through practice. This view creates the love for learning that most great leaders and artists have in common. For them, life becomes an exciting journey with endless opportunity to figure out new things and advance. To develop a growth mindset, Dr. Carol Dweck, the Stanford University professor who coined the term, advises leaders, teachers, and parents to celebrate trying. Teachers should applaud students for any grade if they studied hard. Parents should encourage their children to develop any new skill they are interested in. Doing this will make them learn the skill of learning, which will also help them back in the classroom. To illustrate the difference in everyday life, let's observe two imaginary kids. Jay thinks you've either got it or you haven't. Anne knows that she can learn anything if she wants it enough. At physical exercise, Jay avoids challenges. When it's time to jump over the vaulting horse, he's afraid to look stupid and be laughed at. Anne embraces any challenge. It's exciting. It's fun. She knows that failing is part of learning, and if she tries hard, at the end, nobody will laugh at her. Jay avoids feedback. If the teacher tells him how to improve an assignment he has been working on, he takes it personally. Anne knows that to improve, she needs to listen to constructive criticism. She also understands that it's not her that is being assessed, but the results of her work on that one day. Jay always takes the easy road. For example, he likes escalators and hates to take the stairs. When he is practicing the guitar, he stops the moment he's getting stuck. Anne usually doesn't even take escalators. She jumps up the stairs, counts every step in her head, and enjoys feeling the blood rushing through her veins. She practices the drums every morning for 15 minutes. Not that she always enjoys it, but she knows that effort is part of a journey to a more fun life. Anne likes to see others succeed. It inspires her. She knows that if she motivates her friends to get better, she herself is likely to grow too. If his friends try new things and succeed, Jay feels threatened. He's afraid that their success will put pressure on him to do more with his life too. Modern companies look for employees with a growth mindset because they solve problems and persist despite obstacles. To spot the right ones, some ask during the interview whether the job applicant believes if managers are born or if management is a skill learned. Jay thinks that managers are born. Anne gets the job. Neuroscientists support the idea. They confirm that the brain grows like any other muscle in the body, with training. Studies show that adopted twins tend to have higher intelligence compared to their siblings who stayed with their biological parents. The difference appears to come from the higher educational levels of adoptive parents and shows that nurture is more important than nature. A simple switch in how a person views a situation can mean the world of difference. Not just the outcome of that situation, the outcome of that person's place in life. As the late poet Samuel Beckett once said, "Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better."
All right. I hope this was good, visible for everyone. But it's a very simple summary. Yeah, thanks, Anish, for telling me. It's the first time I'm showing this video. So it's just, I think with, all of this material, you have a good feel of a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And you can see through this example with the kid, how it can help parents also to behave for themselves, but also vis-a-vis their kids on, for instance, celebrating, all the good progress that a kid can do, celebration of all the new skills that our kids are doing, the same way celebration of all the good news that, our colleagues, teammates or team are doing at work is encouraging to continuously learn new skills. It has translated into the business in many ways, but we should not underestimate the value of this. When we learn a new course, we get at work, sometimes we get badges, we get certificate, we get, congratulations from the manager, or from our colleagues. So any single step toward new learning is creating inside our brain feel-good hormones, real one, serotonin, oxytocin, and all of this that is helping us enjoying that moment and is training us to be willing to keep going and keep learning. So one more thing that I wanted to share, is, how meditation, and after that we will go into the actual meditation, but how meditation is influencing, this capacity of coaching our mind to the process of learning, ongoing learning, motivated our mind to continuously learn, to transform ourselves, and to get rid of the limiting belief that we have. So let's go, 1 minute deeper into what is going on in our mind. And some of you, if you have been participating to this course of the Buddha CEO, you have seen this. For the people who are new, it's always good to look one more time into this notion, this scientific notion, but with the angle of the fixed mindset versus growth mindset. So let's look at this again. The key here for each of us is to understand that, our mind, our brain, we are in our mind. Conscious mind is only 10%. Subconscious mind is 90%. And in this subconscious mind, we have these routing feelings and thoughts. That, we have, 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and 95% of them are repetitive. And science has demonstrated that. They are the things we do repetitively, day in and day out. Comes from everything we learn from the day we are born. We have routing feelings. We react the same way to the same thing. The weather it's raining, we react instead of, maybe thinking, oh, it's good for, depending on what job you have. A farmer would react differently than somebody who has to commute to the office walking. But if you walk, you see the rain, you react immediately. It's not a good day. The behavior, the attitude, and the belief system that we have, and especially about ourselves, all the things we have been told. We came back from the school with a drawing that we had done. Our teacher had told us, it's a great drawing, beautiful. We were supposed, for instance, to draw, the face of our mom. And we were told it's great. And we come home so happy and proud with our drawing. And we show to our mom as we come home. She's in the kitchen and she take the drawing. And if you are 8 years old and she start to laugh and, dance in the kitchen saying, this is ridiculous. I don't look like that. You draw like nothing. You will never be drawing, any time in your life somebody. It's too funny. And she laughs. You feel bad. It's maybe one event. I'm not judging the mom. It just happened. And then you stop drawing for the rest of your life. This is the story of the writer who wrote, Mind to Matter. And he said that it's only at 45 years old that, for a reason, because he had learned everything about the mindset and the capacity of the brain and the belief and all of it, that he started again to paint. And actually, he became quite famous on this. He had a lot of success very fast. So we have all of this. So what meditation is going to help us is to get through this analytical mind, the rational mind. That is a kind of barrier between conscious and subconscious mind. We will be able to cross this and to get into our subconscious mind thanks to meditation, and be able to reprogram our belief to different belief. The belief actually that we can learn anything, that we can learn new things, that we can change. The belief that talents are not inherent. We can develop them. The belief that intelligence and the brain can grow and doesn't stop growing at 20 or 25 years old, but can grow until we die. And it's demonstrated, the gray matter and everything. We will talk about that more tomorrow. So thanks to meditation, we are getting there. And when we meditate, we actually change the brainwave that we have, and we are able to cross this analytical mind and go in this alpha mode. Alpha mode is a relaxation brainwave, but alpha mode has been seen also by scientists as the way to connect our, I would say, awakened mode, the beta, with the lower also mode, which are where we are also creative, we have insight, we find solution. So it's helping us to get into this subconscious mind and connect the conscious mind with the subconscious mind and be able to reprogram. So for those who are new here, what is meditation? And we're going to do a 30 minutes meditation for this first day, so everybody can enjoy it and see how much it is simple. We are going to quiet the mind. These 50 to 70,000 thoughts, usually, same, demonstrated by science, 80% of them are negative. They are about the past that is gone. So ruminating about the past most of the time, because we have a trend to be negative, or worrying about the future that is not there. So we spend, nearly half of our life. Harvard said we spend about 47% of our life with our mind wandering into negative thoughts from the past, or worrying and anxiety about the future. So when we meditate, we quiet the mind, and the technique is very simple. We're going to focus on our breath. So meditation is not mantra, not chanting, not concentration, not relaxation. It's a technique to be able to quiet the mind and, as much as possible, get to a form of emptiness. Emptiness is energy. We are pure energy. Subatomic particles wise, we are pure energy. So we get to there. Of course, as we do that, and as we get into our subconscious mind, it's a process of self-exploration. And when we do self-exploration, we can do change. We can change ourselves. Every meditation is a good meditation, no matter what happened. So congratulations for maybe doing your first one. Let's go into this mindfulness meditation. I will play the music and I will guide. So sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful meditation. If some of you were new to this meditation, I hope you enjoyed this journey. Every meditation is a good meditation, no matter what happened. So congratulations for maybe doing your first one. Time for any question is good. If you have any questions, we went quite fast on this concept, but I thought it was important to get straight. What are we talking about when we say growth mindset? But we will talk, of course, again, answer any question in the coming 2 days. So I have an example of a growth mindset. My partner in crime here, Namita. I know Namita since few months, and I remember, she joined Buddha CEO. She is a volunteer, so I want to thank her for that. But when I talked to Namita the first time, she was was just at the very beginning of learning how to use technical tools, computing tools, and so on. This was for her a kind of quantum leap in this new world of technology. But she took it as a meditator with a growth mindset, and she always found help. I remember because we did a program together, and for me, Namita is just a pure example of growth mindset. Getting back to meditation, deciding to volunteer, deciding to become a host of programs. She also followed the coach or teacher program. So all of this in few months. But I have been in the IT business for so long, and I know that she has also do quantum leap on using the technology and the Google Drive, and the Zoom and the recording. And all the WhatsApp and everything. So Namita, I just wanted to congratulate you, because in this course, I think you are a perfect example of growth mindset.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to listen to you and to be in your team. It's really a privilege to be with you in the session. Yes, I have shared so many times. I was already looking for some kind of platform because I want to silence the in chatter within. When my friend had informed me about this 40-day ongoing program, I grabbed the opportunity and immediately joined the program. And then after that, there was no looking back. On the encouragement of Sir and Vani Madam, I had started teaching. Yes, some technical glitches were there, but I managed. But yes, this is altogether a different experience. Sharing all the things simultaneously was a challenge. In fact, this time Vani Madam had said that somebody will be there for technical assistance. I thought, what would I be doing? I will be sitting here, so why not take up this challenge? Anyways, it's so wonderful. I have been enjoying a lot, and I don't panic. Like I had changed my laptop position. That's why the charger was plugged in, but it had loosened a bit. That's why but thanks to meditation, now I don't panic or something like that. Certainly, yes, each day has been a learning, and I have been enjoying every bit of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Namita. When we are meditating, and so we can connect the dots between meditation and growth mindset, as I was saying, the two faces of a coin. But meditation is a holistic, approach to transform ourselves, being our mental and physical health, and reprogramming our belief. And it's the most wonderful path and gateway to changing our belief about learning, the process of learning, and to be able to learn new things, and at the same time change our life and enjoy life much better. At the end of the day, we are here to enjoy life. So thank you so much for being there today, investing in yourself, and we will meet again tomorrow. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.